Alright guys, today we got this 2017 392 Dodge Charger coming in for E85 package. So we're going to install the Unlocked PCM. We're going to swap out the injectors to Hellcat injectors, and I've also got a 180 thermostat that we're going to put in. So the swap is simple tools. I got a 13 mil here for the thermostat housing bolts, 10 millimeter here to undo the battery connection, pick in case I need it, 14 millimeter swivel socket to get the fuel rails out, flathead just in case. Here's these Hellcat injectors here. You can see the part number there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's 68170238AB. We've got the 180 thermostat, and then we've got the Unlocked PCM that just came back from HPTuners. So let's get started. So first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to turn the car on. We're going to come back here. We're going to open this up. And we're actually going to pull the fuel pump relay, which is in location 21. So right here. That's going to do is it's actually going to stall out the car. Okay, so we're depressurizing the fuel system. So car stalls, come back in, we're going to turn the ignition off. All right, then we're going to go back there, we're going to disconnect our battery terminal. Put it off to the side. Okay, now next thing we're going to do, so we're going to take out this factory PCM. We're going to install the unlocked one. So it's behind your cabin air filter cleaner. So it's in here. So we're going to remove that. We've got a couple of push pins here, here, here. This one's already out, so that's good news. So it's just those 3 push pins, and then we'll be able to wiggle this out. And then there's one bolt under there that we got to undo. There's our 3 push pins. And we can just maneuver that up. So the top of our PCM's here, then we've got a 13 millimeter bolt there that we need to back out. This process can be challenging here. Basically have 2 clips here. So all you need to do is you need to pull up on the locking tab. And once that's up, you just have to wiggle it out. And you can't really get to the bottom one until you have the top one free. So it's just a matter of getting your hands in there, and then once it's free, you just want to pull it back, and then that's going to give us a lot more room to come in here on this back side. The same thing, we're going to pull up on that connector, and then we just need to get some leverage on it. Just want to make sure you're very careful not to break anything, and a little pry will help. So I'm just going to try and get this in here just to give us a little bit of room. So finally got it. Had a little mishap there, but got it figured out. Had to loosen factory strut bar to give myself more room, but here's the factory PCM coming out. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to transfer the mounting bracket from the factory to our Unlocked PCM. It's only on there by two 10mm bolts. And usually there is like a cushion here, but this one doesn't have one. And all you need to do is make sure you just orient it the right way. So in the car, it's got to sit like this. So the mounting bracket needs to come from the front side away from the connectors. And we just need to tighten those two bolts down. We're just going to bring this in. So the clips are color coded, so you can see that this is gray to gray, and then the top one is more so the yellow color. So we're going to put the gray one on first. You just basically have to maneuver it in a way to where you can fasten it on there, and then once that locking tab is down, that's when you know that it's in place. And then we're going to bring it down. Top one on. And this one. These locking tabs slid out of place, so you just need to get a... See how I pulled back on that blue one a little bit? And if you look down below, well, it's kind of hard to see, but here you can see the opening for where these three holes need to go that are on the side. And then it just slide right on. Now the clips back on there. Sway bar back down, and then we have two holes over here, so I've got to redo what I undid. So as always, I'm going to thread the first hole, thread, then we're just going to put back our clips. And replace this, and that's it. New Unlocked PCM is installed. Alright, next up we're going to install a new thermostat. So we have two bolts here. There's a 13 down below. We're just going to pull those bolts out, and then we're going to install the new one. So the car is still warm, so I am expecting coolant to come out. Not a big deal, not too much comes out. So what I do is I crack the bottom side first, and then I crack the top side, that way so it leaks down the bottom and doesn't squirt my way. just like that. We're gonna let that drain for a minute. I'll come back. All right, so now we're just gonna remove these bolts now. Remember, everything is hot, so make sure you are careful. And then we're just gonna move the hose out of the way. And then with the flathead, more coolant might come out, so just be careful. There it goes. There's the old thermostat. And then quickly as possible, you just want to get the new one in. So there is a bleeder valve right there. That little pin up at the top needs to be at 12 o'clock. So you just want to spin it, make sure you're at 12. Hose back on. This is a gasket, so we're going to need to torque this to 23 foot-pounds. So I'm just going to hand thread my bolts in, and then I'm going to drill them down just because there is a tremendous amount of thread on these bolts, and then torque them. And then we will move on to the injectors. I'm just going to double check them. Alright, so now it's time to get the injectors out. I have a more detailed version of how to swap the injectors out on my channel. I'll have the link for you down below. So I'm just going to blow through this, probably speed it up the playback so you guys can kind of just see what it looks like. So I got these Hellcat injectors. All right, here we go. We're ready for the first startup. So we're gonna go ahead and prime the fuel pump for a minute. Start recording. Let her run for a minute, cycle through some of this e85, and then we'll take her out for a drive. So like I said, we have the 180 thermostat, we put in the Unlocked PCM, we got the Hellcat injectors up and running. And then over here we got here's the old 6.4 ones. But all right, see you at the gas station. All right, so we got a full tank of gas. We're on our test drive. We're gonna open her up right now. We got it connected to the scanner. So let's see what happens. Woo! has 245s on it, so we was swerving a little bit there. We was swerving. So I'm gonna do a little turnaround. We'll do one going back, make some adjustments as we need, and then we'll go from there. But so far everything's looking good. Fuel trims are within 6%. I know that the station around me pumps out E80 consistently, so we know that we're getting good high ethanol content. So once again, this car has a 180 thermostat, the Unlocked PCM, and Hellcat Injectors. You can see we're cruising right at 186, so those 180 thermostats work like a charm. And then you can see right here, we go from drive to reverse, no buckle, no stutter, no surging. So just overall good quality tuning by yours truly. All right, so this one we're gonna put it, let's go, I got it in manual mode, and we'll do a little 40 roll. So you can see here, I don't know if you can see that well, put the speedometer on there. Alright, so here we go, do a little 40 roll, ready? Put it back in auto mode. See, we're in 7th. Let's hit it again. All right, so we're good to go. Gonna get this back home, get it back over to the owner. See you next time.